All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer, where we're unpacking the fascinating science of human attention. We're going to uncover the exact same psychological triggers that make us obsess over a tricky math riddle, and look at how those very same triggers are engineered to make us click see more on a viral social media post. It turns out, human curiosity, it's highly predictable. So today, we're looking at the math behind the magic. Let's start things off with a classic pattern interrupt. Here's a quick riddle for you. A bat and a ball cost $1.10. The bat costs exactly $1 more than the ball. So how much is the ball? If you're like, well, pretty much everyone, your brain is instantly screaming 10 cents. But wait, think about it. If the ball is 10 cents and the bat is $1 more, the bat would be $1.10, making the total $1.20. The real mathematical answer is actually 5 cents. Your brain just fell for a trap because it rushed to a super fast, intuitive conclusion, instead of stopping to do the actual math. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The brain's curiosity gap. Why we can't look away. You know that feeling you just had? That tiny, annoying spark of frustration? That is the curiosity gap in action. It literally forces our minds into an unresolved loop that we just have to close. Now, I want you to take that exact psychological tension and apply it to the digital world. You have exactly 1.8 seconds. That's it. That is the tiny, fleeting window of time you have to hook a scroller online before they just swipe right past you. Leveraging that exact same puzzle-solving tension, that feeling of, wait, what's the answer, is quite literally the only way to survive the scroll in today's intense attention economy. When you connect this psychology to social media, you realize something pretty wild. You aren't just writing for humans anymore. You're writing for machines. The algorithm actually reads your first 40 to 50 words before it decides your fate. If those first few words don't create an instant knowledge gap that forces a real human to stop and click, well, the platform just kills your reach. Poof, nobody sees it. Your hook has one job and one job only: get the click, not summarize the post. Moving right along to Section 2, mental math and mind hacks, bypassing the brain's processing limits. To systematically create that kind of engagement, we really need to understand cognitive load. Specifically, we need to look at how our brains are constantly seeking out shortcuts to avoid heavy mental lifting. Take this brilliant mental math trick for multiplying a two-digit number by 11. Instead of doing the heavy, painful arithmetic, you just use a simple framework. Okay, let's say it's 23 times 11. Step 1. Separate the 2 and the 3. Step 2, add them together, which gives you 5. Step 3, just drop that 5 right in the middle. Boom, your answer is 253. This just goes to show how simple, structured frameworks can instantly bypass the brain's processing limits and solve complex problems without breaking a sweat. It's kind of like solving a complex maze, right? It becomes totally effortless when you suddenly have a bird's eye view of the correct path. Well, in the exact same way, there are hidden mathematical frameworks for engineering viral content. When you use the right path, you're essentially plugging variables into a proven equation for capturing human attention. Which brings us to Section 3, the arithmetic of algorithms, why character limits are a lie. To really understand what stops the scroll, we have to look at a recent study of 131 outlier posts across 21 different creators. And what it revealed is that successful hooks are actually governed by specific rules of geometry and space. And this brilliantly illustrates probably the biggest misconception out there right now. Social platforms don't actually care about character counts. They wrap text based on pixel width. Think about it. 10 capital W's take up almost 4 times the visual space of 10 capital I's. So if you're writing your hooks based on some arbitrary 150 character limit, you're doing it all wrong. Your sentence might get chopped off by that see more button way earlier than you ever planned. The true mathematical limit to keep your hook above the fold on a mobile screen is actually about 110 width units per line. This completely changes the game. It literally turns copywriting into a geometry puzzle. You have to fit your curiosity gap, your tension, and your pattern interrupt into a highly specific, pixel-perfect box to ensure your reader sees exactly what you want them to see before they're forced to click. Now, what's really interesting about this next part, let's look at Section 4, frameworks that stop the scroll, proven formulas for the curiosity gap. Because once you understand that 110 width unit limit, you can start plugging your words into battle-tested formulas to completely master that space. The first highly effective formula is the 3-part personal story framework. It works like this. First, you set the scene with really specific details. Second, you share the turning point or the challenge. And finally, you deliver the business insight. The data actually shows that this type of vulnerability, when you pair it with a concrete lesson, gets 38% more engagement than your basic promotional content. We are just hardwired to connect with authentic human experiences. Then there's the pattern interrupt, also known as the contrarian framework. Think of a hook like, I stopped doing insert common industry practice here, and my results tripled. Zigging when everyone else zags is absolutely the fastest way to jar a scrolling brain to a complete halt. It challenges widely accepted wisdom, and honestly, the human brain simply has to know what the alternative is. This leads us to the most reliable workhorse of them all, the punchy plus context hook. Here's how it goes. You make a short, punchy claim, then a blank line, then a context line that twists the claim or deepens the stakes. The secret here? That blank line is actually doing the heavy lifting. The white space forces the human eye to pause and lets your claim land before the context line earns that final click. But hey, if you want to play for high stakes, there's the single line bomb. This is one single sentence loaded with massive tension. But I have to warn you, without exactly 2 manual line breaks placed right below it, the algorithm is going to pull your next sentence up onto the mobile screen and instantly ruin the suspense. If it lands huge, but it is definitely the highest variance hook you can possibly use. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this all builds. Section 5. Hashtags, carousels, and clicks, the math of content distribution. Because getting the click, that's really only half the battle. Now we have to distribute that content using a mathematical data strategy. Just look at hashtag math. You can't just slap on the biggest tags and hope for the best. You really have to balance massive reach tags, like, say, a tag with 133 million posts, with medium and easy, low-competition niche tags. Using this tiered strategy optimizes your discovery. It ensures you hit those broad algorithms while still absolutely dominating targeted, less crowded feeds. And when it comes to actually delivering value, remember the number 10. The 10-slide limit of an Instagram carousel, it perfectly frames a lesson. It allows you to educate, engage, and convert by breaking complex information down into bite-sized, visual steps, all without exhausting the user's attention span. It is basically the perfect container for managing cognitive load. But perhaps the absolutely most crucial piece of math is the timing. Check out this staggering statistic. The first hour of posting determines 80% of a post's total engagement for its entire lifespan. Literally 80%. That just proves that the math of your timing is every bit as crucial as the geometry of your hook. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought to chew on. You now know the mental math of multiplication shortcuts, the pixel geometry of the perfect hook, and the 80-20 rule of algorithmic timing. But the real question is this. Are you the one hacking the algorithm with these formulas, or is the algorithm's math quietly hacking your attention every single time you pick up your phone? Keep learning, keep questioning, and use these frameworks to share your very best ideas with the world.